topic for today's conversation is growth, but more precisely, the path to growth, seizing opportunities and controlling costs. I'm very lucky to have Renaud from SAP Concur with me today, Gren from Allen Agency, and also Rich Allen from SAP Concur.
One of the first questions we asked these 300 senior finance leaders globally was, are you investing for growth, and how much are you investing for growth? I mean, 57% of the CFOs told us that they're investing heavily for growth, which I thought was quite ambitious, and not a single one of the 300 basically said we're trying to survive, which I thought was quite a surprising finding.
When we say for growth, come back to that thing of profitable growth. So what does that mean? It means making sure that as we grow, the costs aren't exploding. So having good fundamentals and good financial discipline to support that growth. You make sure that you've got visibility into what's happening in each different areas, including those areas that you're growing into, so that you can keep that control.
There are so many constraints and a perfect storm of wars, interest rates, inflation, supply chain disruption, and it's only a few that we are tackling with the concerns around sustainability and employee engagement. So I think CFOs have the right methodology, tools to be the co-pilot of the business and help with investment decisions with a long-term focus rather than a short-term focus.
I think this is a symptom of the CFO role and how it's growing to be much more forward-looking, and how the CFO is the right-hand person to the CEO now, and how do we power growth, how do we support our strategic initiatives.
If you'd said 5 years ago that the CFO is at the sharp end of sustainability, you'd be thinking that's crazy. I mean, the CFO is the only person who doesn't have to deal with sustainability, but actually, because of the institutionalization of reporting, I mean, you have to sign this stuff off. It's your, you're the person on the line for this.
I would even advocate that the CFO must be the champion of sustainability within the organization. Because CO2 is a new currency, and we are the best to manage numbers and to track it, and what gets measured gets done. So to secure the future business of your organization, you make sure that you operate in an environment that is thriving. So this is why I see really goal congruence between the role of the CFO and the sustainability agenda.
I want to now compare some of the slides, and it still kind of touches on the visibility angle. But on one hand, CFOs are saying they lack visibility and have limited reporting, which is interesting from the data. But then on the flip side, they've actually deprioritized reporting and looking at the data and visibility.
When we look at their priorities, what we find out that there is a bit of a mismatch in terms of are they actually addressing these problems, or are they maybe moving a little bit too far ahead? If you do have a problem with data visibility, you need to be solving it rather than moving ahead with the sort of latest analytics.
For too long, IT software was considered as a tech issue managed by the IT department, and the finance organization wasn't aware enough of the art of the possible, what software could deliver, could do. So my recommendation is really to be the leader of your own future and take ownership of the software agenda, the software strategy, because finance is the custodian of data. So that's the best position to start from, and to say, now we also want to design how the software needs to run and what the software needs to deliver to the business and to finance.
And a successful technology project is not just that you've deployed the software, it's what data do you want at the back end, right? What is it that you want as a business to be able to make the right decisions, to be able to get the right cost efficiencies, to be able to go and negotiate with your suppliers? All of that stuff needs to be thought about up front. And at what levels do you want that? If we design the systems in a way that it makes it easy for the end user to populate the information, to capture that information, at the back end, or at the end of that process, the output should be you're getting the data you need to give you the information you need to drive the business forward.
So I would really encourage to look at it now. Now is the time. Now is the time to invest. We have seen that organizations are ready. So make that leap of faith and invest in the technology that will make you sleeker, more agile, to then take advantage of the economic upturn because we get out of this crisis stronger. And this is the objective over that.